Have you ever needed to think about two possibilities? Perhaps it was whether you made the team or got a job, or even whether it was going to rain or snow. In preparing this homily, it was before the presidential election in the US was decided, which is actually where we find ourselves today. In a sense, it was helpful to keep things in perspective, to realize that as confident as we might be in a candidate's worthiness to represent us, in the end, they are only human. To put it another way, only God can lead and heal and be the source of our true freedom. Yesterday, I saw a wonderful video by Father Dave Pivanka, who's the president of Franciscan University in Ohio. In it, he appealed to the good and the just, to be the people that God has created us to be. This connects well with St. Charles Borromeo's teaching. St. Charles is the one whose life we commemorate and we turn to today. St. Charles said, "We should often consider the end for which we have been created, which is to acquire heavenly glory, and that toward this goal we must set out." Father Dave Pivanka, like this Father Dave, didn't know the outcome, but Father Dave reinforced God's sovereignty and that He is Lord of all. He went on to say that politicians cannot solve our spiritual problems. Only God can lead us to those solutions, and that these spiritual problems that we all wrestle with are foundational to everything else in our society. And he said that he also realizes that no matter who wins this election, that if we want peace and goodness and justice, each one of us needs to ask ourselves some important questions. In a way, it turns in or connects with what St. Paul is saying, that we all need to work out our salvation. And so with that in mind, here are some questions for us to ponder. What needs to change in me? Secondly, how is God calling me and you and all of us to be a blessing to the world? And then thirdly, do I have a humble heart? Do I have a heart that seeks to listen to God in all those that He places in my life? Today's St. Charles Borromeo taught that we should always have our eye on the providence of God. That is, God guiding us, thinking that nothing comes without His will, and that good can be drawn out of everything. My brothers and sisters, how we experience this election and the time of waiting, or really the aftermath of anything in our life, has to do with whether we heed the words of today's saint, where he says, "Know and recall that there is nothing more excellent and fruitful than to love God and to serve Him, and that everything else passes like smoke and shadow." May we follow the example of St. Borromeo and lead our families to be able to trust God's providence. May we also lead them through our willingness to strive to be Christ-like, and also our charitable patience with those who struggle to find peace. May God bless you and your family on this holy day.